Alright, g'day everybody, it's the doggy! Today's showcase video, as I'm sure you've spotted by the thumbnail, is my collection of AC/DC 7-inch and 12-inch singles. And a few bonus stuff, basically to make this video a longer one, because there's some stuff I've been wanting to show you for a little while now. So, let's begin, shall we? The first one I have here is the band's second ever single, and their first single with Bon Scott on lead vocals. And to this day, I wonder why Albert Productions chose Love Song to be the A-side. The easiest way you can tell that it's the A-side is because some of the final verse has been slightly cut out. And the B-side, of course, is the band's cover of Baby Please Don't Go, which has the wrong credit, of course. But that was what got the band the radio airplay and not Love Song, really. I'd say they were trying to make it as radio friendly as they possibly could, but clearly radio didn't care. Instead, they chose to play Baby Please Don't Go instead. Next on my singles list is probably everybody's favourite, or at least one of the favourites. It's A Long Way to the Top If You Wanna Rock and Roll. And of course, the B-side is the TNT version of Can I Sit Next to You Girl, which, when I played it and did a needle drop of it last year, I noticed that the speed of the B-side is just a fraction slower than the speed that's actually heard on the TNT album. I don't know why, it may have been a master tape issue or something. Okay, next one in my collection is also my favourite AC/DC song of all time. Jailbreak, from the Dirty Deeds Done Dead Cheap album. Bought this one a few years ago. This one actually cost me the most out of all the singles that I've owned. $350, even though I've seen it much cheaper online. Of course, the B-side is Fling Thing, aka the Bonnie Banks of Loch Lomond, which the band have occasionally played live in Glasgow and can be found on the AC/DC Live album under the name Bonnie. And we also have, hang on, a bit of dust here, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, which was the second single of the album. And the B-side is R.I.P. Rock in Peace. Very good choice of B-side. It's a shame it never made it overseas officially until 2009. But honestly, I can't listen to the Dirty Deeds album without it because it's one of my favourites. I don't have very many of the Bon Scott singles because they don't seem to turn up very often. But one single that I have seen at least a further 3 or 4 copies is, of course, Highway to Hell. Just this morning I was at one of my local record stores in a little suburb called Carindale, and I saw at least 3 copies of this alone, along with its B-side, If You Want Blood, You've Got It, of course. Excellent. Now we move into the Brian Johnson singles, and even then I still find I saw at least 4 copies of this one, You Shook Me All Night Long, which was of course the first single issued out here with Brian Johnson on lead vocals. And its Australian B-side is What Do You Do for Money, Honey? Interesting choice. Funny how some of the other overseas markets went with Have a Drink on Me instead, but still, What Do You Do for Money, Honey is definitely a good song. Up there with some of the best from the Brian Johnson era. Hang on, I've got things messed up here. And we've got the first Australian picture sleeve single, which is... Hang on a moment, I've got things messed up here. Rock and Roll, Ain't Noise Pollution, and Hell's Bells on the B-side. I have 2 copies of this Australian single, actually. I have this picture sleeve here, And I also have a generic EMI sleeve version as well, which is here. And of course, the B-side as well. Marvelous AC/DC song, still gets some airplay nowadays. Okay, I also have a United Kingdom pressing of the single as well on the Atlantic label. CBS cover for some reason, I don't know why. This is the only UK 7-inch single that I own in my relatively decent sized collection. Okay, I also have 2 copies of the following. Who Made Who? This is the picture sleeve version, which is pretty much identical to the 12-inch, which I also have. You will be shown that in a moment. Of course, the 7-inch utilises the album version of the song, as well as the live version of Guns for Hire, which is my favourite Brian Johnson era AC/DC song, but that was not released as a single here in Australia for some reason. I'd say possibly a censorship issue. But I also own a non-picture sleeve version as well. And live Guns for Hire on side 2. Excellent. And I also have the 1986 You Shook Me On a long single from the Who Made Who album, both in 7 and 12-inch forms again. Brian Johnson from the film clip, and of course we've got this. I only have 1 copy of this, so I pull it out of the picture sleeve. Got the label here, and bloody awesome version of She's Got Balls from the Bondi Lifesaver in Sydney. Speaking of Sydney, once again I'd like to give a shout out to Peter, aka the Lizard King channel. Hope you're doing alright, mate. Okay, move these aside. I knew this was going to complicate things. There we go. And from 1988, we also have Heat Seeker from the Blobby video album. Again with this hilarious front cover. Well, I think it's hilarious, actually. And the back cover is, of course, a shot of the film clip, or from the film clip, we'll say. And it's also another one that I own in a picture sleeve and a non-picture sleeve, a generic EMI sleeve as well. And of course the B-side is Go Zone. Not one of the best from the Blobby video album, but it's could be worse. And the last of my 7-inch collection is, of course, another all-time favourite, Thunderstruck. This is a heck of a single. Got the B-side as, you know, Fire Your Guns. Barcode there, and let's pull the record out of the sleeve now. I could probably clean these, but I haven't bothered. They are a little grubby because I had played them a couple of times, and I did do some needle drops onto cassette last year. Unfortunately, I ended up using a Type 2 chrome tape, so the sound's a little thin. Kind of sounds like it's been recorded off the radio. At least that's the sound that I get, my impression of that sound quality. Anyway. Okay, those are the 7-inch singles. Now we move on to the 12-inch singles. You'll remember previously I showed off the bonus 12-inch that came with the Volume 1 box set, which was Cold Hearted Man, with the generic AC/DC flame logo on the front, and on the back, Cold Hearted Man, Bonus record only available in AC/DC box set and stuff. All the information is correct here. This is the original version of the single that came with the box set 40 years ago this year, in 1981. It's one-sided, so the back of it only has a white label and has absolutely nothing on it. Okay, once again I have Rock and Roll and Noise Pollution from the UK, only this one is the 12-inch version, picture sleeve. AC/DC, do not pay more than £1.15 for this record. Interesting. Back cover is similar to the Australian 7-inch. Excellent. Now, let's see. Pull it out of the protective sleeve. This will be relatively difficult. Okay, it's got one of these with open holes. Okay, so we can look at the label here. And the B-side. Manufactured in the UK. Excellent. Alright, next one in my collection. I think this is another UK 12-inch. This is Let's Get It Up from the For Those About to Rock album, with Back in Black and TNT from the Capitol Center in Maryland in 1981. Both songs which you can find on backtracks as well as visually on Plug Me In, Disc 2. International back catalogue. I just can't help but cringe every time I see these awful international covers. Look, Highway to Hell Without the Flames is just... it's not right. I grew up with the Flames, alright? I like the Australian sleeve way better. Anyway, the label is just the generic brown Atlantic label that was used at the time. As it was also used for the album, For Those About to Rock. See one of my previous videos where I show off my UK copy of this album. Okay, next one in the collection. This one's from 1984, I think. Yeah. One of the rare 12-inch EPs. Nervous Shakedown, which has an identical... it's the same image that was used for 74 Jailbreak. Plus some live cuts from the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. There is a version of this which has an advertisement for the 1984 Donington Festival that I think was released in the UK. This version, I'm guessing, was released a little after the festival had taken place, so they had to remove that. I think this was released in Europe, according to Discogs, whereas I think mainland United Kingdom did have the Donington advertisement. And we got the labels here. Okay. Now, got a few more 12-inch singles here. Mentioned Who Made Who before. Well, this is the 12-inch version with the same front cover. Special collector's mix, which you can find on the deluxe version of Backtracks. Personally, I like this version better than the album version. Apologies for not being able to show it all in one shot. That's what happens when you've got nothing but an iPad to record with. Okay, we have this. And of course the B-side. Excellent. And we've got You Shook Me All Night Long 12-inch as well. Again, it's the same picture of Brian Johnson from the film clip. And Side 1 seems to skip quite a bit when I played it, even though I've cleaned it a few times. It's maybe just my useless turntable. I'd like to know who Jody and Wayne were, whoever owned this originally. They probably played the A side to death, but probably didn't play the B, if at all. I mean, this is good performance. I still don't know why that typo, which mentions a long version, which is really just another live version of You Shook Me All Night Long. I don't know why that's a bizarro typo. Okay, now we've got Heatseeker again, this time in 12-inch form. Again, front cover, pretty much the same as the 7-inch. B-side is the same back cover as well, but mentions the bonus track that was not included with the 7-inch. Snake Eye, which you can find again on Backtracks. And it's another top loader, so... excellent. And we also have That's the Way I Want to Rock and Roll, which was the other single off Blow Up Your Video. This was used as the front cover for the 3-inch CD single, which had different songs on it. There's a picture of Angus here. Photography, Bob King. Design, Bill Smith Studio. Okay. And we remove and showcase the A-side and B-side labels. Excellent. Alright, last one here. This is another one from the UK. Are you ready? This is also the same image that was used for the 1991 VHS clip, I believe. This is a gatefold, I think. Yeah. I think it's got all... No, I haven't looked at it in a while. I think it's got all the tour dates and stuff in the middle, yeah. Oh no, it's got a bit of a small information about the 1991 Donington. Okay. Again, apologies if you can't read this. Just trying to show it off here. And let's pull out the single itself. And it's one of these, is it? Okay. Okay. Side 1. And side 2. Interesting how they went with 2 songs for the B-side here, both already from the album. Okay, now for the one that I obtained just today. This is, of course, the Record Store Day 2021 exclusive. The picture disc that was used for the Through the Mist of Time and Witch's Spell single release. And we've got the B-side here, which mentions the songs. These are some good pictures of the current lineup of the band. Excellent. Let's put that there. Now, one of the rarer AC/DC albums in my collection, which I did not show off previously, is from 1989. This is a rare misprint that was only used for the final release of it here in Australia. This is, of course, Powerage, but you'll notice the obvious misprint has the first 3 letters in red instead of yellow like they should be. Just thought I'd show this off for those who want to see it. Now, let's move to... I was originally going to do my full set of 180 gram reissues, but that would take even longer, so... I'm just going to show you now my 5 copies of Power Up on vinyl. Of course, you all know this front cover. And of course, the back sleeve as well with the track listing and the band itself. Funny how it's Brian with his arm up. You'd think that would be Angus. I'm sure you've all seen the gatefold and insert as well. But to save a little time, I'm not actually going to show you those. I'm just going to pull out each copy of the album on vinyl. So anyway, let's just start with the generic black vinyl. That's this one here. And okay. And now we have the yellow vinyl. Yeah, they went for a clear yellow with this copy of the album. You can even see right through the middle. Yes, I know, upside down, but this video is already over 20 minutes long. Those who are not here, and you're missing some good showcases here. Here is the red vinyl, which noticeably is not see-through, but it's the real deal. Wouldn't pay for a forgery, I'd rather pay for the real deal. Okay, now on to the grey copy of the album. This one appears to be a little on the, oh no, it's not quite see-through, this one. Okay, they printed the label, the orientation differently on this one than they did on the other two, okay. And of course, we've got the power-up picture disc, which definitely costs quite a lot to obtain, but I've got it. No forgery, this is the real deal. Oops. Alright. Now for the last bonus items. Just last week I was able to obtain a couple of songbooks. AC/DC songbooks are notoriously hard to find. This one here is from probably mid-late 1980. Back in Black songbook, which includes hits from all their albums. And we've got the back cover here, which, despite being released out here, shows the international back covers. And I noticed it doesn't mention Dirty Deeds, because I think this was printed in the United States. This is in pretty bad shape, actually. Let's see if I can find a couple of the pictures. This is going to be hard. Need to be careful with this, because when I got it, it was already loose. A few pages were loose and had to be glued back together, unfortunately. Okay, there's a couple of pictures there. I think these might be from the Back in Black film clips. Or maybe not, they might be from some live stuff. And there's some... Oh, there's a huge mistake there. The correct date of birth should be March 31, 1955, not 1959. All because the media tried to pass Angus off as a teenager when we all know he was in his 20s by that stage. And we've got some more pictures and stuff from here. And the pictures would be more exciting than actually looking at the sheet music itself. Like this one here. Sorry, I'm just trying to look after this. This is falling bits. It's awful condition. So yeah, sorry. Can only do so much with this. But I like how at the very back they've got this one picture of Bond. Okay, we also have one for those about to rock. course. I think this was released in the UK, but it may have been imported from there. I think this has a couple of pictures as well. Yeah, we've got one here from the inside cover. I think this is from the Back in Black tour, this one, or maybe from Elizabeth Rock, yeah. Could be from the Capitol Centre, because Brian's wearing the Harley Davidson shirt that he wears in the Capitol Centre recordings. And again, just the sheet music. I'm not going to show those because it's just dots and squiggles and stuff, so I just want to show the pictures. Angus and Brian with no cap. Interesting. It's very rare to see Brian with no cap, and we've got some more pictures here. Brian with his cap, and Phil Rudd, and another one of Angus. I think these might be Robert Ellis images, I have no idea. There's the gatefold photo from the album. Everyone knows this image, so... Okay, and we've got Malcolm and Cliff here. And I think that's about it. Oh, there's another one. There's the image from the Let's Get It Up 12-inch that we showed you earlier. Or that I showed you earlier. I really should stop saying I don't know what I'm saying. Oh yeah, a couple more black and white pictures here of Malcolm and Angus. Some brilliant images here. And I guess there's just the one more at the back here. Again, I'd say probably from the Capitol Centre. Great, me black ice thingy's about to fall down. Nearly at half an hour, and there's only one more item to show. This is another songbook called AC/DC Anthology. I don't think there's any photos in this one. It's got a number of different songs here. Okay. Yeah, sorry if I can't show it properly. Again, it's just... I think it's only got the chords and stuff. There's no pictures in this, unfortunately. I did buy this one in the city about 4 years ago, I think. It's been a while. Not like the other two, which I picked up last week. Oops, it's completely fallen down now. Anyway, we're approaching half an hour in length. I think we'll end it here. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to leave a like. Be sure to comment down below. And be sure to subscribe for more content. There will be some more gaming videos on their way soon. And probably I will show off my collection of AC/DC CDs in the next showcase video. That will do. Until next time, this is the Dogger saying have a great weekend wherever you are, and we shall see you again.